Yo, welcome to the NS9 Postgame Show. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we got our co-host, Dougie Fresh on the vid with us here. What's going on, Doug?
Hey, we got to win. Maybe we can reverse the trend of winning the first game of series and losing the next two. Yesterday, we lost the first game. We got Keller going tomorrow. We might get our first series win for the month of May.
You know, that could be a very good key to success. If you win 2 out of 3, it's not too bad instead of 1 out of 3.
Exactly. It's if you want to hang around in this tough National League Central, you're going to have to win more than 1 out of 3.
So many good teams.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Talent everywhere.
Yeah, I guess really what it is, it's your win percentage. When you're on here,
that's right.
I think the Pirates are undefeated.
Well, sadly, no, because May did happen. And, no matter how much mojo you got, it's you couldn't overcome the Pirates in May. I mean, right. I don't know how they won today. Oviedo couldn't throw a strike. We couldn't we couldn't hit. I don't know how. You'll have to explain it to me. That's why I'm here tonight, for you to tell me how the Pirates won that game.
No, I can't explain it, but I'll talk about it. And because I'm with you too. I don't know how they won either. This is really one of those games where take out the score. Pretend you didn't know who scored. You didn't watch any scoring play in that sense. You're just watching this game. This was like really no different from like pretty much every other Pirates game all month of May.
Yeah, this
was really weren't scoring. The offense wasn't there. Like you mentioned, the starting pitching wasn't strong. I mean, the bullpen did come in and do their job. But the whole time you're watching this, you're just like, what a terrible performance by the Pirates. And yet they're winning.
It started out with the lineup. That had to be the worst lineup of the season, right? I mean, no Santana, no Reynolds. I mean, you knew we weren't going to score a lot of runs. And
your DH was in the 9th spot.
and he was Josh Palacios, right?
Your designated hitter was in the 9th spot. That tells you everything you need to know about this lineup today.
I mean, Oviedo looks like he might be able to rake. We should have just given him a shot.
Right.
Hey, it's, you said it prior. It's the beauty of baseball. I mean, we didn't do anything well. Again, the bullpen was pretty good. Jose Hernandez, shout out to Jose Hernandez. Coming in with a 2-1 lead, he gets 4 outs. He walks one guy. That's it. I wasn't expecting that from a Rule 5 guy. I was just hoping we wouldn't have to hide him, and he's become a pretty reliable member of the bullpen. So,
he's my player. The guy you want to hide. You want to use him at this point. I mean, he's a weapon in that bullpen.
Yeah, I prefer him to some of the others we've tried it out there recently. He's. I mean, man, he looks good.
Really does. It was kind of funny. I know Jim tweeted. I took a little bit of his credit, but Jim tweeted out there and he threw 9 pitches and recorded 4 outs and a walk. That's odd. But right. I mean, at first he threw 4 pitches and recorded 3 outs, and he had the 4-pitch walk. And then he got the next outs, on 1 pitch again.
Yeah.
It was a weird outing in that sense, but he looked good, and he has looked good. And we gave him kudos his last outing out when he had to pitch 3 full innings in that relief. That's one of the things too. It's like the roles he's been used in this year have differed, but every time he's been using whatever role it has been, he's kind of succeeded. And again, that 3-inning performance his last time out was certainly different, and he did his job for 3 full innings, and he came in today and did the job too. I mean, he's been a very big bright spot in this bullpen, and like you said, it's a Rule 5 draft pick. Right. You typically just try to hide to keep for the future.
Yeah. I mean, that's right. I don't expect I mean, a lot of times with the Rule 5 guys in the past, it's like, all right, we're just going to hide him on the roster all year, and then next year he'll go back to the minors. This kid's not going back to the minors next year. He's he's going to the 7th inning, right? So that and sort of nice to have a lefty. And so other than Rob, I'll let you say the last name. You've mastered that pronunciation. So. That's it. Excellent. No wonder I can't get it. Right.
Thanks to Bucko Mike, by the way.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, well, Bucko Mike's also, he's comparing Palacios to Fragile Hayes.
There it is.
Oh, gosh. You can't even.
Strisny.
Strisny. That's it, too. That excellent phonetic spelling there, Dale.
Because it's not that difficult. Just me, I realize it's not. I just can't do it, and like it's in my head.
Yeah,
it is in my head. I want to add letters. Anyways, I always, just to put it out there, because I think I said it behind. I think I might have said it here. I had a teacher called Rosansky, and I swear every time I see that name, I want to say it's Strisny, and that's what gets me off. But anyways. I digress. Let's talk about the post game. Yeah, Hernandez, awesome. Let's talk about Moretta as well. Big money, big bank, money Moretta. I mean, what a May, for as bad as the team has been in May, what a May he has had. And tonight, just once again, same thing. I mean, an inning pitch. I know he had a hit and a walk, but a strikeout. His ERA is down to 1.82.
Right, and nobody can hit a slider.
Years in that right now.
Right, right. He's another guy that we didn't believe in. Even when he was getting results, we didn't believe in him. But he just keeps going out and doing it. I'm surprised that they haven't used him a little later. I mean, especially opposed to what's been happening with Stevenson lately. So
right, yeah, Stevenson has not looked that great. So, like you said, the way Moretta is stepping up right now, again, Hernandez. We've all talked about Holderman and Bednar. I mean, those two closing down the game. The 8th and 9th, but like who's gonna gap it? Who's gonna cover those innings? And I think we're finding them. Moretta and Jose Hernandez have done a really, really good job. Yeah. Ramirez maybe too. Like he's also like in that mix. We're not seeing him too often right now, but he's in that mix. Stevenson, I think, has fallen back some. I had a little more hope for him, but regardless, like you're finding some competency in this bullpen right now.
Right. If we could hit, the bullpen would be fine. It would look better, right? We keep bringing it in. Well, we typically it's coming in trailing, but when we don't give it much of a lead, that's for sure.
Right. I know, and that's the thing that honestly, like the bullpen was pitching in general, you felt was like a bit of a struggle. Like, where's it going to come from? Who's going to perform and such? The starting pitching we've talked about has been really solid, and the starting pitching has helped the bullpen quite a bit. Like help lessen the exposure on these bad pitchers, whatnot. But honestly, like a lot of guys are stepping in this bullpen. And again, like today is a great example of it, right? Oviedo didn't look good. He only went at 4.1, but the bullpen came in. They held things together. Again, the team wasn't playing well. It's the Giants. They're a good enough team.
Right.
The bullpen came in, right? We talked Moreno, Hernandez. Holderman comes in. He shuts the team down, right? And Bednar, of course, comes in his first save opportunity in the month of May, and it's May 31st.
Oh, only since May? I thought it was his first save opportunity since Mars High School. It's been so long since that. Right. Okay. Right. Only since May. All right. Great.
Yeah. But he gets his first save opportunity and shuts it down, gets the save. But right, like the bullpen has been much too, I use the term success lightly. They haven't been successful, but when they are successful, the bullpen has been a big part of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, pitching has not been the problem. The pitching has not been as good as it was in the month of April, but, scoring 2 runs, it's this team's entire problem is hitting. And actually that would probably take some pressure off the pitching as well. I think they're probably starting to feel the burden of, we can't allow any runs or we're That's dead. Fair. So, and I mean, we knew this lineup wasn't going to score a lot, and they really didn't. They were given a run. Connor Joe hit a home run, and then they were gifted a run. That was pretty much it. It looked awful the rest of the time.
Right. Let's we'll get to the offense. Before we do, again, we want to mention the bullpen for sure because everyone looked great in that sense. Right. Let's get to where it started too with Oviedo. Granted, one earned run. The Pirates get the win and he starts, but this is really highlighting the point we made where this team looked really bad, but somehow they're winning.
Yeah.
Oviedo did not look good today.
No,
The same struggles with what he struggles in and what people have concerns for with him as a starter all came about again today. They had the 5 walks today.
5 walks, right.
Of course, the big first inning, right? I think his ERA on the year in the first inning is down to 2.2. I'm sorry, 12.2. Sorry. Add that one.
Significant difference there.
Right. A 12.2 ERA in the first inning this year. I don't know what to make of it. I'm not sure if this is like a, add an opener, much like how the Giants did today, right? With Minea. Like, is this like add an opener and helps him out? I mean, is he just going to struggle in the second inning? Like, I'm kind of getting this vibe that he just has to like get into the groove, and it takes him a while to do so.
Well, he's a young pitcher, right? He still needs a lot of development. There's no doubt about it. It appears that that's what this year is about, answering some of these questions. And as usual with the Pirates, they don't, Henry and Endy need to catch, but they're not catching. And, Castro needs to develop, but he's not playing. And, so they confuse us sometimes with how they're, but yeah, I mean, I would guess you're just going to throw Oviedo out there all year. And hopefully, I mean, again, it just comes down to control. And I mean, when he loses his control, it's bad. I mean, he's not around the edges. He's not a little off the plate. I mean, he is, there's no one would swing at that junk. It's 2 feet out, outside or whatever. So, I mean, right. You see the stuff, you see, some of the things that can, that look really good, but man, when he's bad, when he looks bad, I don't want him as a reliever either. I don't want a guy that's going to come in and walk the bases full, or allow runners, inherited runners to score, that sort of thing. When he's bad, I have no confidence pitching him anywhere. So he needs to work some of this out, and hopefully Oscar Marion and the rest of the staff can help him with that, because he does. I mean, he's got the look of being a good starter. He's got that big body. He's got the look of being a horse, and we sure could use a compliment there to Keller. But man, he's got some work to do.
Yeah. No, I mean, all the comments here is why you still have the intrigue. I mean, I know myself, Tyler, and Jim, of course, last year talked a lot of this trade and him, and like it seems like he probably has reliever written on him. But you look at the state of the Pirates, you look at the rotation, you're going to give this kid a shot. Like, there's no reason not to. And especially heading into this year, I'm willing to do that. You saw some things, last year in a few starts.
Right.
You also saw some things that said, he's probably going to be a reliever last year in some starts. So it's a mixed bag. And he comes into this year, and like he started off very, very strong. But the things he was doing, he was hitting his spots, he was throwing strikes, he was looking good. This stuff is nasty, right?
Yeah.
Again, like look in the comments, like the strikeouts, the 44% whiff rate on the slider. Like there's a lot of swing and miss to his game. He has some really good pitches. He has some nasty stuff. But when you're walking everybody, that doesn't get you a whole lot. That's where like the lucky part comes in. I mean, I can't tell you how many full counts there was in this game. And obviously
his pitch count was so high so quickly.
Right.
Yeah. He went 3-2 on everybody.
And it's just, that's where luck came in. I mean, I understand he just had one run, but he was lucky to just have one earned run.
Right.
Like, thank God the Giants had a bit of the May Pirates to them in this game tonight,
they're not a great offensive lineup either. They're not a great hitting team, and
they're good, but they're not great. Yeah,
but they're not great, right? They have some guys, but yeah, I mean, I think he was real lucky tonight, and that's always part of it. I mean, it's hard to hit a baseball, so if you can be around the plate a little bit, and if you don't put 5 guys on base through walks, right? You with his stuff, you stand a pretty good chance. But yeah, it looked shaky all night. when he got out of there with only 1 run, I was really surprised, relieved, and was grateful that the bullpen was coming in.
Yeah. And again, like it just is what it is. I still have much intrigue with him. I mean, he has to be in the rotation for one because the depth there is just
Right.
non-existent, right?
The
You're going to
injuries
give him
have
those opportunities,
really helped him out
but he just has to find the strike zone. Like he has to command those pitches and throw strikes because you can't have starts like this and find success and sustain success, right? We need more of the Oviedo you saw in April and much less than these past few starts, especially again tonight. So again, the walks is just something that he just can't. He has to find a way to limit them, because then you can see that really, really good pitcher that's somewhere in there get locked in and become excellent.
Right. Yeah, he looked so good early on. I mean, it's a shame that he's just kind of lost it like that. I mean, you would seem to think that he could get it back a little quicker. But I mean, yeah, we need him. He's fortunate. The injuries have sort of helped him out because if Burrows was available, if Brubaker was still pitching, his leash might be a lot shorter. He might be pitching in the 6th inning now, or in Indianapolis. So
yeah, I mean, Vince Velasquez doesn't go down. Brubaker's already here, right? There's that depth there. I mean, you already heard the talks about Roansy going to the bullpen potentially. Like it could have been, it could have been a Roansy and Oviedo, going to the bullpen to work on things or whatever may have you. But you're right. It's not truly such a knock on him. There's talent there, right? Again, we talk about this talent thing. You want him on your team. There's talent there. They just have to find a way to unlock it and convert it to
consistent.
A good major league player.
It's the story of the 2023 Pittsburgh Pirates. If Jack Sawinski could hit consistently, if Oviedo could pitch consistently, if if Castro, on and on and on, right? I mean, that's part of a young team. They're still a young team. They still have a lot to do. I know our average age is right around league average, but that's because we've got Rich Hill, Santana, and McCutch bringing that average up pretty high. So
Rich Hill takes the average of the other 25 men up 3 years.
Right.
By himself.
Right. Exactly. So, we're going to see growing pains and we're going to see some slumps. I didn't expect historic slumps like we've seen in the month of May. But we're 500 again, aren't we? Right? Did we get back? We're 500.
We're back to 500.
And you've got Mitch Keller pitching tomorrow. So, and he's probably wanting to, he's probably locked in about wanting to have a good outing after his past couple. So
for sure. Let's get to the lineup then. There's not a whole lot.
All right, good night, folks. We're okay. I'm sorry. I didn't think there was.
Connor Joe hit a home run.
Yeah, in first inning home run, game over.
Right. But that was basically it. Connor Joe hit a home run. Pirates scored in the first inning. They're already on the board. This is weird territory. Is it June already? Is the month flipped over?
Yeah, did I black out for a few days?
Honestly, I'm thinking right away. I'm like, of course it's, as you mentioned, potentially the worst lineup this team has seen. So of course they're going to go to San Francisco and put up like 20 tonight, right? Connor Joe hits a home run. It's starting. That's not the case. That's not how it went down. No. Either way, it was enough. Like Connor Joe did get the home run. Offensively, and I mean, Castro had 2 hits. Give him credit for that. Yeah. He didn't look great defensively once again.
No, he did not. No, he did
but
not.
He did have the 2 hits today. One against a righty and a lefty also, I think.
I think so. He scored the run.
He did score the run. He tried, I think, 3 times tonight to score. He rounded third base, I think, 3 times tonight. Was held up once. Yeah. Legitimately was held up again because it went foul, and then the one time he got to end up scoring for us. So
a very piratey game from both teams, right? So,
but I don't know, like outside obviously the scoring, right? We talked about the home run. The other incidents, they gifted us like the pass ball where Castro, of course, ended up scoring. But there was also a time the Pirates didn't score. Marcano did slide into home plate.
Did slide in, yeah.
The catcher didn't allow him to slide and touch home plate.
But he didn't block.
Which you would think was blocking the plate.
It sure looked like yeah, I don't understand it. I don't understand. I don't think anybody, the umpires clearly don't understand it because they never call it the same. And it gets, A challenge is
Delay,
made
not Mark.
every
My bad.
single time.
Delay did, not Marcano.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. But a challenge is issued every single time. Now they're just a play it to play it, and you have no idea what's going to happen. You could say, you know, uh, running down to first, oh, that guy was safe. Look, but when there's the play it at the plate, you just don't know what's going to happen. And the announcers are sitting there saying, well, it looks like he got his foot in, but he may have been blocked. Nobody knows. Nobody understands. So it's just hold your breath and wait and see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess what we took away and learned tonight was if the infield's in, then there is no blocking of the plate. Which, if that's a rule, that's a rule. Like I get it. I didn't know that part of the rule.
Right.
I don't think many people did.
No.
Now we do. But I guess with that said is I don't understand why that's part of the rule. Because the rule is in existence because of a safety reason.
Right. It's the Buster Posey rule because he got his legs smashed.
Have to do with that.
Right. What? Yeah. Well, how come if the
is
infield's
it now more safe?
Is
it now okay?
Yeah, this isn't like the kickoff rule. He's still running 90 feet from third base. I mean, right? It's not like I don't understand, but that's fine.
It is what it is. The Pirates even got a run erased from them, and they still won this game. So that's how crazy this was tonight.
That's what a dominant performance is. What we had runs to give away.
Right. But as Jim says, the blocking rule is a figment of our imagination. That's what it's the Mandela effect. We all just think it exists, but it really doesn't.
Right. Yeah. It was something they tried out in AAA a couple years ago. Right. And we thought it came up with the shift, and no, didn't happen.
Right. Dale says laws of physics. You can't get hurt if there's 6 guys within 100 feet.
Right. Irrefutable.
Anyways, though, like the offense in general, I don't know if there's anything that stands out you want to talk on. Andrew McCutcheon's now 8 hits away?
8 hits away.
2,000. So there's that.
I'm starting to warm up to his Hall of Fame candidacy, which I didn't think there was any shot at. But I mean, the numbers. I think they popped up. They showed Willie Stargell's numbers. Now he had 475 home runs, but he only had 2,200 and some hits, I think.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, all right, if Kutch plays 2 more seasons, and I mean, I guess it'd be helpful if he could do something significant in the playoffs. But if he ends up with 2,300 hits, I mean, that seems like it could be possible, and he's going to have over 300 home runs and lots of steals, doubles, walks, all that stuff.
I don't know. It's going to be tough.
Yeah. I mean, without a significant,
I feel like he's got more seasons under his belt.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, he looks good. He looks good, and he's not losing that that batter's eye. I mean, he's always gonna draw walks. If you make mistakes, he's always gonna crush it. He's running pretty well. It seems like he's got his legs about him. I mean, I know someone had, people have brought it up over different times, and I said, no way. No way. He's not. I love him, and he's been the best Pirate of this century. Not a Hall of Famer, but suddenly I'm like, well, I don't know, 2,300 hits, and I mean, look at all those Yankee Hall of Famers. That's like all of their numbers, except they don't.
Right.
The every Yankee middle fielder from 1950 to 1970 is in the Hall of Fame, and they've got 12 home runs and 2,000 hits. So.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, man. It certainly can be as a debate. Like once his career is over, I feel like it's going to be one of those scenarios where, of course, in Pittsburgh, he meant so much, right? In that short time frame, he was really, really good.
Really good. Right.
Total numbers, or like if he squint hard enough, maybe you can fit it in. We'll find out. One thing I'll just say, not to go too deep in this rabbit hole, but one thing I'll just say too is, I never would imagine a world where Kutch was performing like today, like it's 2023, and Kutch's performing and looking as athletic as he is, and Marte's the one that's dropped off.
Yeah.
That's true. That's what's crazy to me.
Yeah.
And again, that's another topic another day, but
that
kind of I think just goes to show
it's an NS9
how well Kutch keeps in shape and how well he's maintaining his body, whatever, because he's just almost as athletic right now as he was back in the day.
Well, when he started falling off, I thought, well, this is an example of a guy in his 30s who didn't take steroids, right? And this is what happens when you don't artificially supplement yourself, then that's what's going to happen. But he seems like, maybe 2 years off the knee injury, he's come back a little. He's healed up, and yeah, he looks good. And right now I'm thinking, well, there's no reason he couldn't do this for another year or two. Keep him healthy, keep him rested. It'd be nice if we could sit him down a little more often. And but yeah, and the part of the Pirates' problem, right, is that we've got 23 guys that we need to use at DH, right? Including 2 catchers, and it's like,
it'd be nice if he had any fielders.
Yeah.
Oh, there's that one fielder who almost has a 500 OPS. So there's another problem to try to fix. I'm not going to go too deep in that one as well, but yeah, there's issues all around. Yeah, like going to offense in general. Yeah, Kutch did go 1 for 3 with a walk. His nice bat flip of a walk. Yeah. And outside of that, like Marcano's been hot. He does go 0 for 4 today.
0 for 4 today. Yeah.
Does go 1 for 4, 3 strikeouts again.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what to say about him. I just don't. I mean, every time you say something negative, then he gets 2 home runs in the McCovey Cove.
Not every time.
Not every time. That's true. Because we go weeks. There's a lot of negatives when it gets there. But right. We go 2 weeks with 1 hit, and then it's a home run in Seattle and 2 in San Fran, and but
then the guy we mentioned, Hayes, like the struggle's still there, 0 for 4, right? Like he's batting .216. His OPS right now is .607. I understand the glove is really, really good, and the glove alone pretty much plays, but you just can't be this incompetent with the bat.
No, you can't be Josh Van Meter, right? Which is kind
of might be looking up to Josh Van Meter.
Yeah, it's
right.
It's terrible right now. It's terrible. And I mean, I'm sick of hearing, Bob walks, he just hits it hard. I get it. He hits it hard, but I understand that we don't use a batting average anymore as a metric, but I'm sorry. At this point, I'll take 285, and you can't tell me that's not going to improve. He can't hit. He just can't hit. And we're now into the 3rd year of him not hitting. This is not, we make more fuss about Sawinski and Castro and I mean, they're much better hitters at this point, than Brian Hayes is.
Yep. I know it's frustrating. You just see, like Weather Scrapes here says, like you just see the potential there. Like if he could make, it just feels as if there's a few adjustments that could be made, and he could become not even just an average hitter, but a good hitter.
Right.
And yet we're a very bad hitter.
I'm convinced that he's going to have one of those seasons that looks like that month he had when he came up. He's going to do it one time, right? And he's going to be crazy. And we're going to all say, "Oh, he figured it out." And the next year he's going to go right back to being a 216 hitter, But it's like,
Doug,
at this point, I'll take the one season.
just let me know one thing though. When he has that season, is it going to be with the Pirates?
Ooh.
Come on, Doug. Give me that at least.
It has to be, because
come on, Doug.
Why?
Don't do this to me.
Who would trade for him at this point?
It doesn't matter.
Right.
Just don't do this to him. I'm not ready for that yet.
No. It's going to be with the Pirates. He's
all right.
With the Pirates, and we're going to be like, oh, thank God he's here. He's going to now go on a 5-year run and, get MVP votes and then go right back to the same.
So the 2025 World Series championship, that's when he's going to do it.
Right. He'll have
Hutch gets his title, walks off.
Right.
All right. We're good.
Kutch hits bottom of the 9th, game 7. Pulls a Mazeroski.
There it is. And that's how he gets to the Hall of Fame. There's his moment.
Exactly. All right. We've wrapped that up. That's a good night's work. Okay.
Oh, man. Love it. But outside of that, again,
sadly,
like the
in
offense
2025, Henry Davis will still be AA working on blocking. So,
all right. Now you're killing me.
There's no magic number. There are no magic number for games, caught. So
maybe it's 1,000. And he'll still be playing right field, trying to get that 1,000.
Right.
Anyways, yeah. Again, the offense, 6 total hits, 11 strikeouts. I mean, you can live with that in today's day and age. it's much better than it has been the past few games.
You can live with 11 strikeouts if you score 4 or 5 runs.
There you go.
Right.
But yeah, the offense really wasn't there. However, they do squeak out this game. They do win 2-1. So your Buccos are back being a 500 team. Like you mentioned, they do play tomorrow. Mitch Keller takes the mound. It's an opportunity to get it back above 500. So
right.
Mitch Keller, he's a dog.
I mean, had you told any of us at the beginning of the season on May 31st we'd be 500, we'd have all taken it. Every single one of us would have taken it. Now, I mean, we got there in a really ugly way, and it's disappointing from being 20-8 but in the end, we're 500 in a terrible division. Sadly, our front office doesn't seem motivated to take advantage of that bad division, but I mean, we're maybe getting to we're a couple weeks away from where they might call somebody up. So,
yeah.
So I mean, if nothing else, we're now another month or two closer to Cruz coming back. So if we can just hang on.
That's
June
all Pirate fans. Just have patience.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah, just have patience.
Have it for once in your life.
Somebody's always coming along. Somebody, there's always that one guy that's going to come along. But we'll see.
Right. Well, let's get out of here, everyone. Appreciate you for staying up till 1 a.m. to watch us talk about the 500 Buccos.
You are committed.
With that said, we'll see you again in like 3 hours to talk about the next game.
Yeah, right, tomorrow. Yeah.
So let's get out of here. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Take it easy, guys.
Hey, you all. Thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucks.